Welcome back to the channel, Legends. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most incredible rags-to-riches stories in sports history. We're talking about a kid from a tiny Portuguese island who grew up in poverty, sleeping under a tin roof, and transformed himself into a global icon worth over $1 billion. This is the complete life story of Cristiano Ronaldo, from those humble beginnings in Madeira to dominating the world stage, breaking every record imaginable, and becoming one of the greatest athletes of all time. If you're a fan of football, incredible comebacks, or just love stories about people who refuse to give up, you're going to want to stick around for every minute of this video. We're covering it all: the heartbreak, the controversy, the legendary rivalries, and the moments that made CR7 a living legend. And hey, if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our deep dives into the lives of sports legends. Now, let's get into it. Cristiano Ronaldo. The complete life story: early life and humble beginnings. Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro was born on February 5, 1985, in Funchal, Madeira, Portugal. His birthplace, a small island archipelago off the northwest coast of Africa, would prove to be both a blessing and a challenge in shaping the man who would become one of the greatest footballers of all time. The youngest of 4 children born to Maria Dolores dos Santos Aveiro and José Diniz Aveiro, Cristiano grew up in a working-class family that struggled financially throughout his childhood. The name, Ronaldo, was given to him by his father, who was a kit man and part-time gardener at a local football club. José Diniz was also a recovering alcoholic, a condition that would ultimately claim his life in 2005, just as his son's career was beginning to flourish. The name was chosen in honor of Ronald Reagan, the former United States president, who was José's favorite actor before entering politics. This seemingly random choice would become one of the most recognizable names in world football. Growing up in the Santo Antonio neighborhood, one of the poorest areas of Funchal, young Cristiano experienced hardship from an early age. The family lived in a small house with a tin roof, sharing cramped quarters that offered little privacy or comfort. His mother worked as a cook and cleaning woman, often taking multiple jobs to help support the family. Despite the financial struggles, or perhaps because of them, football became young Cristiano's escape and his passion. From the age of 3, Cristiano was already showing an intense interest in football. He would play in the streets with a makeshift ball, often going without proper shoes. His older brother Hugo recalls how obsessed Cristiano was with the sport, spending every available moment either playing or talking about football. This wasn't merely a childhood hobby. It was an all-consuming passion that would define his entire existence. The formative years in Madeira: at the age of 7, Cristiano began playing for amateur team Andorinha, where his father worked as a kit man. Even at this young age, coaches and teammates could see something special in the boy. He possessed an unusual combination of speed, skill, and determination that set him apart from other children his age. His talent was so obvious that he quickly moved up through the youth ranks. By the age of 10, Cristiano had attracted the attention of 2 of Madeira's biggest clubs, Maritimo and National. He eventually signed with National, where he spent 2 years developing his skills and growing as a player. During this time, his reputation began to spread beyond the island. Scouts from mainland Portugal started taking notice of this exceptionally talented boy from Madeira. The decision to leave Madeira came when Cristiano was just 12 years old. Sporting CP, one of Portugal's biggest clubs based in Lisbon, offered him a trial after being tipped off about his extraordinary abilities. This opportunity represented everything the Ronaldo family had hoped for, but it also meant sending their youngest child hundreds of miles away from home at an incredibly vulnerable age. The move to Lisbon was traumatic for the young Ronaldo. He was homesick, lonely, and struggled to adapt to life away from his family and the island he loved. His thick Madeiran accent made him a target for mockery from teammates and classmates alike. He was teased relentlessly, called names, and made to feel like an outsider. These experiences, painful as they were, helped forge the mental toughness that would later become one of his defining characteristics. Despite the emotional challenges, Ronaldo's talent on the pitch was undeniable. He impressed coaches at Sporting's youth academy with his technical ability, speed, and incredible work ethic. While other boys his age were content to coast on natural talent, Ronaldo was always the first to arrive at training and the last to leave. He would spend hours after official sessions practicing free kicks, improving his weaker left foot, and working on new skills. The Sporting CP years Ronaldo's progression through Sporting's youth system was rapid. He moved through multiple age groups in quick succession, often playing with and against boys several years older than him. By the age of 15, he was diagnosed with a racing heart condition that threatened to end his football career before it had truly begun. He underwent surgery to correct the problem, and remarkably, he was back training within days of the procedure. This incident revealed not just his physical resilience, but his absolute refusal to let anything stand between him and his dreams. At 16, Ronaldo was promoted to Sporting's B team, and shortly afterward, he made his debut for the senior team. His first team debut came during the 2002-03 season, making him one of the youngest players ever to represent Sporting's senior side. In that season, he made 25 appearances for Sporting, scoring 3 goals and announcing himself as one of Portuguese football's most exciting prospects. His performances for Sporting caught the attention of several major European clubs. Arsenal manager Arsene Wenger was interested, as was Liverpool. However, it was Manchester United who would win the race for his signature, though the manner in which they discovered him has become the stuff of football legend. The Manchester United Revolution. In August 2003, Manchester United played a friendly match against Sporting to inaugurate the latter's new Estadio José Alvalade. The 18-year-old Ronaldo started the match and produced a performance that left the Manchester United players stunned. He tormented the United defence, particularly England international John O'Shea, with his pace, trickery, and fearless attitude. United lost the match 3-1, but by the end of the game, several Manchester United players were reportedly urging manager Sir Alex Ferguson to sign the talented teenager. Ferguson, never one to ignore the advice of his players when they were this emphatic, moved quickly. Within days, Manchester United had agreed to a fee of approximately £12 million with Sporting, a record fee for a teenager at the time. Ronaldo was given the iconic number 7 shirt, previously worn by United legends like George Best, Brian Robson, Eric Cantona, and David Beckham. The pressure associated with that number would have crushed many young players, but Ronaldo seemed to relish the challenge. His debut came on August 16, 2003, in a home match against Bolton Wanderers. Coming on as a substitute, Ronaldo immediately began tormenting the Bolton defence with his stepovers, tricks, and pace. The Old Trafford crowd gave him a standing ovation when he was substituted late in the game. It was the beginning of a love affair between the player and the Manchester United faithful that would last 6 seasons. However, Ronaldo's first season at Manchester United was one of adaptation and learning. While he showed flashes of brilliance, he was also frustratingly inconsistent. He was criticised for being too selfish, for attempting too many tricks, and for not releasing the ball quickly enough. English football in 2003 was still very physical, and Ronaldo took some heavy treatment from defenders who were unimpressed by his fancy footwork. There were matches where he was kicked, pushed, and bullied, sometimes to the point where he would react emotionally. Sir Alex Ferguson played a crucial role during this period. The legendary Scottish manager protected Ronaldo from media criticism, managed his playing time carefully, and worked with him on improving the decision-making aspects of his game. Ferguson recognized that while Ronaldo needed to develop his tactical awareness and learn when to simplify his play, the raw talent was extraordinary and worth nurturing. The 2004-05 season saw Ronaldo begin to fulfill his potential. He scored his first goal for the club in a Champions League match against Roma, a trademark free kick that flew into the top corner. He finished the season with 9 goals in all competitions and was beginning to show more consistency in his performances. More importantly, he was developing physically, adding muscle to his frame while maintaining his explosive pace. The 2005-06 season was interrupted by personal tragedy when Ronaldo's father died from liver failure related to his alcoholism. Ronaldo was just 20 years old and had to cope with the loss while living in a foreign country. He has since spoken about how his father never got to see him become the player he ultimately became, and this remains one of his deepest regrets. The loss seemed to fuel his determination to succeed, to prove that his father's faith in him had been justified. Becoming a superstar, the 2006 World Cup in Germany proved to be a turning point in Ronaldo's career, though not in the way he might have hoped. Playing for Portugal, Ronaldo was involved in one of the tournament's most controversial moments. In a quarter-final match against England, Ronaldo's Manchester United teammate Wayne Rooney was sent off after appearing to stamp on Portugal's Ricardo Carvalho. Television cameras caught Ronaldo appearing to encourage the referee to show Rooney a red card, and the British media reacted furiously. There were calls for Ronaldo to be sold, and some fans even threatened violence against him. Returning to Manchester United for the 2006-07 season with this controversy hanging over him, Ronaldo faced a difficult situation. However, Sir Alex Ferguson again supported him, and Rooney himself publicly stated that there were no hard feelings. What followed was a season that announced Ronaldo's arrival as a world-class player. He scored 23 goals in all competitions, won his first Premier League title, and picked up numerous individual awards, including the PFA Players' Player of the Year. But it was the 2007-08 season that truly established Ronaldo as the best player in the world. In one of the greatest individual seasons in Premier League history, he scored 42 goals in all competitions, including 31 in the league. He won his second consecutive Premier League title, captained United to Champions League glory with victory over Chelsea in Moscow, and claimed his first Ballon d'Or award as the world's best player. During this period, Ronaldo transformed himself physically. He became obsessed with conditioning, nutrition, and maintaining peak physical fitness. He spent hours in the gym, worked constantly on his already impressive physique, and studied his own performances obsessively. His technical abilities, which were already exceptional, continued to improve. His shooting became more powerful and accurate. His heading ability improved dramatically despite not being particularly tall for a footballer, and he developed into one of the game's premier free-kick takers. The 2008-09 season saw Ronaldo continue his incredible form, scoring 26 goals in all competitions as Manchester United won a third consecutive Premier League title and reached another Champions League final. However, United lost that final to Barcelona, and by the end of the season, it was clear that Ronaldo's time at Old Trafford was coming to an end. Real Madrid had been pursuing him for years, and the pull of the Spanish giants, combined with Ronaldo's childhood dream of playing for them, proved irresistible. The Real Madrid era. Breaking records in June 2009, Real Madrid signed Cristiano Ronaldo for a then-world record transfer fee of £80 million. His presentation at the Santiago Bernabeu was attended by 80,000 fans, a clear indication of the expectations that came with such a massive investment. Ronaldo was joining a club in transition, one desperate to reclaim its position at the pinnacle of European football after years of disappointment in the Champions League. His first season at Real Madrid was solid if not spectacular by his standards. He scored 33 goals in all competitions and helped Madrid reach the Champions League round of 16. However, the team failed to win any trophies, and there were questions about whether Ronaldo could justify his massive price tag. These doubts would prove to be spectacularly misplaced. Over the next 8 seasons, Ronaldo would establish himself as arguably the greatest player in Real Madrid's illustrious history. He became the club's all-time leading scorer with 450 goals in 438 appearances, a staggering average of more than a goal per game. He won 4 Champions League titles, 2 La Liga championships, 2 Copa del Rey trophies, and collected 4 more Ballon d'Or awards, bringing his total to 5. The statistics from his Real Madrid career are almost beyond comprehension. He scored 61 goals in the 2014-15 season, a club record. He became the first player to score against every team in a single La Liga season. He broke the records for most goals in a Champions League season, most goals in Champions League history, and most goals in the history of El Clasico matches against Barcelona. Every imaginable record seemed to fall to him. But Ronaldo's time at Real Madrid was about more than just numbers. He was the leader of a team that dominated European football in a way few sides ever have. Between 2014 and 2018, Real Madrid won the Champions League 4 times in 5 seasons, with Ronaldo as their talisman. He scored crucial goals in every round, turning up in the biggest moments when his team needed him most. His record in Champions League knockout matches is particularly remarkable, with numerous hat-tricks and decisive goals in crucial ties. The rivalry with Lionel Messi, which had begun during their time in Spain's top flight, reached its peak during Ronaldo's Madrid years. The two players pushed each other to unprecedented heights, with debates about who was better becoming one of football's most enduring discussions. While Messi was generally considered the more naturally gifted player, Ronaldo's combination of athleticism, determination, and goal-scoring prowess made the comparison endlessly fascinating. Under managers including Jose Mourinho, Carlo Ancelotti, and Zinedine Zidane, Ronaldo evolved as a player. The tricky winger who loved to dribble past multiple opponents gradually transformed into a more efficient, goal-focused forward. He moved from the wing into more central positions, positioning himself as a penalty box predator who could score with either foot, his head, from distance, or in one-on-one situations. His movement off the ball became exceptional, and his understanding of space and timing was virtually unmatched. The relationship between Ronaldo and Real Madrid was not always smooth. There were periodic contract disputes, disagreements over image rights, and occasional public expressions of unhappiness. Ronaldo felt that the club didn't always appreciate him as much as they should, particularly compared to the legendary status afforded to players from Madrid's past. These tensions would ultimately contribute to his departure in 2018. The Juventus challenge. In July 2018, Cristiano Ronaldo made another shocking move, this time to Italian giants Juventus for a fee of €100 million. At 33 years old, an age when most footballers are in decline, Ronaldo was taking on a new challenge in a third different major European league. Many questioned whether he could maintain his extraordinary standards in the notably defensive-minded Italian Serie A. Ronaldo silenced his doubters almost immediately. In his first season at Juventus, he scored 28 goals in all competitions, won the Serie A title, and became the first player to win league titles in England, Spain, and Italy. He was named Serie A's most valuable player, proving that he could dominate in yet another footballing culture. His 3 seasons at Juventus were marked by continued individual excellence, even as the team fell short in its primary objective of winning the Champions League. Ronaldo won 2 Serie A titles and became the fastest player in Juventus history to reach 100 goals for the club. He continued to defy the aging process, maintaining his incredible physical condition through obsessive attention to diet, recovery, and training. During his time in Turin, Ronaldo adapted his game once again. Now in his mid-30s, he could no longer rely on the explosive pace that had characterized his younger years. Instead, he focused even more on positioning, timing, and efficiency. His goal-scoring rate remained remarkable, and he continued to perform in crucial matches, particularly in the Champions League, where he scored numerous important goals for Juventus. However, Juventus's repeated failures in the Champions League, combined with the club's financial difficulties during the COVID-19 pandemic, led to Ronaldo's departure in the summer of 2021. The relationship had become strained, with both parties seemingly ready for a change. What happened next would surprise the football world once again. The Manchester United return in August 2021, after weeks of speculation linking him with a move to Manchester City, Cristiano Ronaldo made an emotional return to Manchester United. The announcement broke the internet, with millions of fans expressing their joy at seeing their hero return to Old Trafford. At 36 years old, Ronaldo was coming home to the club where he had become a superstar. His second debut for Manchester United came against Newcastle United in September 2021, and the occasion seemed written in Hollywood script. Ronaldo scored twice in a 4-1 victory, sending Old Trafford into delirium and reminding everyone that he remained a world-class goal scorer. He finished his first season back at United with 24 goals in all competitions, making him the club's top scorer despite his age. However, the return to Manchester United was not the fairy tale ending many had hoped for. The club was in disarray, cycling through managers and struggling for consistency. Under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Ralf Rangnick, and then Erik ten Hag, United failed to challenge for major trophies, and Ronaldo found himself in an unfamiliar position, playing for a team that was no longer competing at the highest level. The 2020-23 season began poorly, with Ronaldo finding himself increasingly on the bench under new manager Erik ten Hag. Tension between the player and manager became apparent, and in November 2022, Ronaldo gave an explosive interview to Piers Morgan in which he criticized the club, the manager, and the club's owners. He claimed he had been betrayed by Manchester United and felt disrespected by various people at the club. The interview effectively ended Ronaldo's second stint at Manchester United. His contract was terminated by mutual consent in November 2022, making him a free agent. The manner of his departure was controversial and damaged his legacy at the club to some extent, though many fans continue to remember his first spell with great fondness. The Saudi Arabian adventure in December 2022, Cristiano Ronaldo shocked the football world again by signing with Al Nassr, a club based in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The deal was reportedly worth over €200 million per year when including salary and commercial agreements, making him by far the highest-paid footballer in history. The move was seen by many as a step down from elite European football, but Ronaldo insisted he had received offers from clubs around the world and that he saw the Saudi move as a new challenge. His arrival in Saudi Arabia coincided with a massive push by the country to elevate its sports profile, with significant investments in football, golf, boxing, and other sports. Ronaldo became the face of this transformation, helping to raise the profile of the Saudi Pro League internationally. His presence attracted other star players to the league, with names like Karim Benzema, N'Golo Kanté, and Neymar following him to Saudi Arabia in subsequent transfer windows. On the pitch, Ronaldo continued to perform at a high level despite being in his late 30s. He scored goals regularly for Al Nassr and helped them compete for domestic honours. His professionalism and dedication to fitness remained exemplary, and he showed no signs of slowing down physically. While the quality of opposition was clearly lower than what he faced in Europe, his continued goal-scoring prowess demonstrated his enduring class. Off the field, Ronaldo's move to Saudi Arabia was controversial. Critics pointed to the country's human rights record and accused him of sportswashing, helping to improve the image of a regime with a questionable record on issues like women's rights and freedom of expression. Ronaldo largely avoided addressing these criticisms directly, focusing instead on his football and his role as an ambassador for the growth of football in the region. International career with Portugal. Throughout his club career, Cristiano Ronaldo has been the centerpiece of Portugal's national team. He made his debut for Portugal in 2003 at the age of 18 and went on to become the country's all-time leading scorer and most capped player, with records that will likely stand for generations. His first major tournament was Euro 2004, hosted by Portugal. The young Ronaldo helped his country reach the final, where they were defeated by Greece in one of the tournament's biggest upsets. He famously cried after that defeat, showing the passion he felt for representing his country. That disappointment would fuel him for years to come. The 2006 World Cup in Germany saw Portugal reach the semi-finals, with Ronaldo playing a key role despite the controversy surrounding the Wayne Rooney incident. The 2010 World Cup in South Africa was disappointing, with Portugal eliminated in the round of 16 by eventual champions Spain. The 2014 World Cup in Brazil was even worse, with Portugal failing to escape the group stage. Euro 2016 in France would prove to be Ronaldo's finest hour in a Portugal shirt. Despite getting injured early in the final against host nation France, Ronaldo rallied his teammates from the sideline, essentially acting as a coach as Portugal won 1-0 in extra time. The image of Ronaldo celebrating Portugal's first major trophy, tears streaming down his face, became iconic. He had finally achieved the international success that had eluded him for so long. 3 years later, Portugal won the inaugural UEFA Nations League, with Ronaldo scoring a hat-trick in the semi-final against Switzerland. He then captained Portugal at Euro 2020, held in 2021, where despite his 5 goals in the tournament, Portugal was eliminated in the round of 16 by Belgium. The 2022 World Cup in Qatar represented perhaps Ronaldo's last realistic chance to win the sport's ultimate prize. The tournament began well, with Ronaldo becoming the first player to score at 5 different World Cups. However, he was controversially benched for Portugal's knockout matches by manager Fernando Santos. Portugal reached the quarter-finals, where they were defeated by Morocco. Ronaldo's reaction to being substituted in the round of 16 match against Switzerland sparked debate about his attitude and role in the team. Despite the disappointment of never winning a World Cup, Ronaldo's international career statistics are remarkable. He is the all-time leading scorer in men's international football, with well over 100 goals for Portugal. He has appeared in 11 major tournaments, more than any other European player. His longevity and consistency at international level are unmatched in modern football. The physical phenomenon, one of the most remarkable aspects of Cristiano Ronaldo's career, has been his physical transformation and sustained excellence into his late 30s. When he arrived at Manchester United as a skinny 18-year-old, few could have predicted the athletic specimen he would become. Through dedication to training, nutrition, and recovery, Ronaldo crafted a body that allowed him to compete at the highest level well into an age when most players have retired. His dedication to physical conditioning is legendary. Reports suggest he has less than 3% body fat, comparable to Olympic athletes. He employs a team of specialists, including personal trainers, physiotherapists, nutritionists, and sleep experts, to ensure his body remains in peak condition. His home features multiple training facilities, including a cryotherapy chamber that he uses regularly for recovery. Ronaldo's diet is famously strict. He eats up to 6 small meals per day, focusing on high-protein, low-fat foods. He avoids alcohol almost entirely and has given up processed sugars. His meals are carefully planned to maximize nutrition while maintaining his lean physique. He drinks enormous amounts of water and uses supplements to optimize his performance and recovery. His training regimen is equally intense. Even on days off, Ronaldo reportedly does exercises at home. He works constantly on his core strength, which he believes is crucial for his jumping ability and overall athleticism. His vertical leap is extraordinary for a footballer, allowing him to outjump taller defenders to score headed goals. His sprint speed, while not what it was in his early 20s, remains impressive for a player in his late 30s. Sleep is another area where Ronaldo is meticulous. He reportedly sleeps for up to 9 to 10 hours per night, sometimes broken into multiple sleep cycles. He uses advanced sleep tracking technology to optimize his rest and recovery. This dedication to recovery has been crucial to his longevity at the top level. Business and brand building off the pitch, Cristiano Ronaldo has built a business empire that extends far beyond football. He is one of the world's most marketable athletes, with hundreds of millions of social media followers across various platforms. His CR7 brand encompasses clothing, footwear, fragrances, hotels, gyms, and more. He has endorsement deals with major corporations, including Nike, having signed a lifetime deal worth approximately $1 billion. His social media presence is unparalleled among athletes. He has over 600 million followers on Instagram alone, making him one of the most followed individuals on the planet. He monetizes this massive platform through sponsored posts, which can reportedly earn him over $1 million per post. His carefully curated social media presence shows his training, his family life, his successes, and helps maintain his brand as the ultimate professional athlete. Ronaldo has invested in hotels, restaurants, and gyms, using his name and brand to ensure their success. He owns the Pestana CR7 hotel chain, with locations in Portugal, Spain, and Morocco. His CR7 gyms offer members a chance to train in facilities bearing his name and using his training philosophy. His clothing and accessories line is sold globally and generates significant revenue. His business acumen has been questioned at times, particularly regarding tax issues in Spain. Ronaldo was accused of tax fraud related to image rights payments and eventually settled with Spanish authorities by paying a fine and accepting a suspended prison sentence. These issues were complicated and related to complex international tax structures, but they did temporarily damage his reputation. Personal life. Cristiano Ronaldo's personal life has been the subject of intense media scrutiny throughout his career. He is the father of 5 children, with his oldest son, Cristiano Jr., born in 2010 to a surrogate mother whose identity has never been publicly revealed. In 2017, twins Eva and Matteo were born via surrogacy in the United States. His partner, Georgina Rodriguez, whom he began dating in 2016, gave birth to their daughter Alana Martina later that same year. In 2022, the couple announced they were expecting twins, but tragically, their baby son died during childbirth, while their daughter Bella survived. Ronaldo's relationship with Georgina has been well documented, with the couple often sharing their life together on social media. Georgina, a Spanish-Argentine model, has become a significant social media personality in her own right, partly through her association with Ronaldo. She has spoken publicly about how they met when she was working in a Gucci store in Madrid and how she was immediately struck by his presence. Family has always been incredibly important to Ronaldo. His mother, Maria Dolores, remains a central figure in his life and is often seen celebrating his achievements. His older sisters, Elma and Keisha, and his brother Hugo have all been part of his support system throughout his career. The death of his father in 2005 affected him profoundly, and he has spoken about wishing his father could have seen him achieve everything he has achieved. Ronaldo has been involved in various charitable activities throughout his career. He is a regular blood donor and has donated millions to various causes, including children's hospitals, disaster relief efforts, and cancer research. However, he tends to be private about his philanthropy, with many of his charitable acts only becoming public through other sources rather than his own promotion. Legacy and impact on football. As Cristiano Ronaldo's career winds down, debates about his legacy and place in football history have intensified. He is universally recognized as one of the greatest players ever to play the game, with most discussions placing him alongside Lionel Messi, Pelé, and Diego Maradona in the conversation about the greatest of all time. His goal-scoring records are staggering and will likely stand for generations. He has scored over 800 goals in official matches for club and country, a total that may never be matched. He is the all-time leading scorer in the Champions League, the all-time leading scorer in men's international football, and has won league titles in 3 different countries. His 5 Ballon d'Or awards place him second only to Messi in that regard. What separates Ronaldo from many naturally gifted players is the incredible work ethic and determination he has shown throughout his career. While blessed with natural talent, he has maximized his potential through obsessive dedication to improvement. Former teammates and coaches consistently speak about his drive, his willingness to train harder than anyone else, and his absolute refusal to accept defeat. This mentality has been crucial to his sustained excellence over 2 decades at the top level. The debate between Ronaldo and Messi has defined an era of football. While Messi is generally considered the more naturally gifted player, with superior dribbling ability and vision, Ronaldo's physicality, goal-scoring prowess, and success in multiple leagues gives him a different kind of claim to greatness. The fact that both players pushed each other to unprecedented heights is undeniable, and football fans have been privileged to watch them compete at the same time. Ronaldo's impact extends beyond his playing achievements. He has changed perceptions of what is physically possible for a footballer, demonstrating that through proper training and dedication, players can extend their careers at the highest level well into their 30s. His influence on football training, nutrition, and recovery methods has been profound, with many younger players modeling their preparation on his approach. His global appeal has helped grow football's popularity in markets where it was previously less established. His massive social media following has created direct connections between players and fans that didn't exist in previous generations. He has been a commercial force, generating billions in revenue for his clubs through shirt sales, sponsorships, and increased global interest. Critics point to aspects of Ronaldo's personality that they find less appealing. His perceived arrogance, his occasional petulance when things don't go his way, and controversial moments like the incident with Wayne Rooney at the 2006 World Cup. His recent behaviour at Manchester United and the manner of his departure were also criticised. However, supporters argue that his supreme self-confidence is part of what makes him great, and that without that belief in himself, he might never have achieved what he has achieved. Current status and future prospects. As of 2025, Cristiano Ronaldo continues to play for Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia. At 40 years old, he remains remarkably fit and continues to score goals regularly, though the quality of opposition is significantly lower than what he faced during his peak years in Europe. Questions about his future in football are ongoing, with speculation about when he might finally retire from playing. Ronaldo has expressed a desire to continue playing into his 40s, potentially making him one of the oldest active professional footballers at the top level. His physical condition remains exceptional for a man his age, though the inevitable effects of aging have become more apparent. He no longer possesses the explosive pace that characterized his younger years, but his positioning, experience, and finishing ability remain world-class. His role with the Portuguese national team has been a subject of debate. After the 2022 World Cup, there were questions about whether he should continue with the national team or step aside for younger players. Roberto Martinez, who took over as Portugal manager after the World Cup, has continued to call up Ronaldo, though his role has evolved. He is no longer the automatic starter he once was, with the team now built more around younger talents like Bruno Fernandes and Rafael Leo. What happens after his playing career ends is a subject of much speculation. Will he move into coaching? Will he focus on his business interests? Will he take an ambassadorial role in football? Ronaldo has been somewhat enigmatic about his post-playing plans, though his massive business empire suggests he will remain a significant figure in global sports and entertainment regardless of what specific path he chooses. Conclusion: Cristiano Ronaldo's life story is one of the most remarkable in sports history. From poverty in Madeira to becoming one of the wealthiest and most famous athletes on earth, his journey represents the ultimate realization of talent combined with work ethic. He has overcome personal tragedy, adapted his game repeatedly to remain effective, and maintained an almost superhuman level of physical conditioning into his 40s. His achievements on the pitch speak for themselves. Over 800 career goals, multiple Champions League titles, league championships in 3 different countries, the Euro 2016 championship with Portugal, and 5 Ballon d'Or awards. He has been the defining player for 3 of the world's biggest clubs, Manchester United, Real Madrid, and to a lesser extent, Juventus, and has captained his national team to their greatest triumph. Beyond statistics and trophies, Ronaldo's impact on football is profound. He has inspired millions of young players around the world to pursue excellence through dedication and hard work. He has shown that limitations can be overcome, that physicality can be optimized through science and commitment, and that the aging process can be delayed through proper care and conditioning. The complete assessment of his legacy will only come with time, when emotions have cooled and his career can be viewed with proper historical perspective. What seems certain is that future generations will look back at the Ronaldo-Messi era as a golden age for football, a time when 2 transcendent talents pushed each other, and the sport itself to unprecedented heights. Whether one considers him the greatest of all time or simply one of the greatest, Cristiano Ronaldo's place in football history is secure. His name will be spoken alongside the legends of the sport for as long as football is played. The boy from Madeira who dared to dream achieved everything and more, leaving an indelible mark on the beautiful game and inspiring countless others to believe that with talent, determination, and an unwavering work ethic, anything is possible. And there you have it, the complete, unfiltered story of Cristiano Ronaldo. From a struggling kid in Madeira to a global superstar who's still scoring goals at 40 years old. Whether you think he's the GOAT or your team Messi, there's no denying that CR7's impact on football and sports culture is absolutely legendary. What do you think? Is Ronaldo the greatest of all time? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one and I want to hear your take. If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow and lets me know you want more content like this. And if you haven't already, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're first to know when I drop the next video. I've got some incredible stories coming up that you won't want to miss. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep grinding like Ronaldo.